Alright, let's address the question tearing Luke Wanters in half right now. Do you actually need his signature weapon, or is the next best alternative more than enough? Yo, welcome back to the channel. Kamusta po sa inyong lahat? In this video, let's take a deeper look into his signature weapon versus his standard banner weapon. You have seen the numbers floating around, 15%, 18%, somewhere in that spicy little range. The signature weapon, Daybreaker's spine, is that much more stronger than Pulsation Bracer. And now, your brain is doing mental gymnastics, trying to justify whether that percentage is really life-changing or just another premium flavored copium. First, let's get the boring but necessary part out of the way. Stat-wise, these weapons are basically twins, separated at birth. Same base attack, same crit rate substat. So on paper, the main stats and substats are almost copy-paste identical. The real separation does not show up in the stat screen. It shows up in the passives, and that is exactly where the drama starts. And speaking of drama, avoid the hassle of not having enough Asterites to pull both Luke and his weapon, or even the standard weapon. AI minion, go ahead.
If you want a smarter way to stretch your Lunites and Asterites without feeling like your wallet just lost a boss fight, check out my U7 buy link in the description and pinned comments and use my code VDZ. They're the only top-up site that can deliver your purchase directly using only your UID and server through what they call Trusted Top-Up. No passwords required. No manual do-it-yourself top-ups, just a smooth, worry-free process delivered straight to your account. They handle the top-up securely while you stay in control of your account. U7 Buy has been operating since 2003, and they've expanded into the gacha space with some of the most competitive top-up pricing available for Wuthering Waves, offering savings of up to 26% compared to in-game prices. They currently hold a 4.7 rating on Trustpilot, and most top-ups are completed in under 5 minutes, which means less waiting and more time actually playing. If you want cheaper top-ups while keeping your account safe, use my link in the description and pinned comments, or use my code VDZ on U7 Buy. It's a practical way to save on top-ups while supporting the channel. Spend responsibly, or don't, that part is on you. Now, back to the topic.
Okay, Daybreaker's spine does 3 very important things for Luke. It gives him attack percent, it gives him a spectral damage bonus window after he lands his basics, and then, because that was apparently not enough, it also gives basic attack amplification and defense ignore when he triggers his tune break conditions. Defense ignore. Those 2 words alone should make any damage optimizer sit up in their chair. Pulsation Bracer, on the other hand, is not useless, but let's not disrespect it either. It gives attack percent too. It stacks basic attack damage when you are hitting enemies affected by interfered. It can ramp up quickly. In practice, you can keep those stacks up almost permanently if your rotation is clean. So, at first glance, you might think these weapons are closer than people admit, and honestly, they are, but not equally. Here's the reality. When people say the signature is about 15 to 18% stronger, that number does not come from vibes. It comes from the fact that Daybreaker's spine is buffing multiple damage layers all at once. Luke is not just a guy spamming white numbers. He deals spectral damage that scales with his rotation window. When a weapon boosts both his basic attack damage and his spectral damage bonus, that stacks multiplicatively in ways that feel illegal. Add defense ignore on top of that, and you are essentially squeezing more real damage out of every single hit. Defense ignore is not flashy on paper. It does not scream big percentages, but against high-level enemies with chunky defense values, it quietly inflates your actual output. It is the difference between looking strong and actually deleting health bars. Now, let's talk about Pulsation Bracer realistically. If you have it and you are maintaining interfered consistently, you are not weak. You are not coping. You are not struggling. You are doing very solid damage. In fact, for most players, Pulsation Bracer will already clear all relevant content comfortably. And this is the part nobody on social media wants to admit. A 15% damage difference sounds enormous until you remember that most fights are not lost because you were missing 15%. They are usually lost because you messed up a rotation, forgot to dodge, dropped a buff window on, or forgot to swap properly. Mechanical mistakes cost way more damage than that gap. So, should you pull the signature? Well, that depends on who you are. If Luuk is your main and you are willing to really invest on him, not your flavor of the week, not your temporary obsession, simply your main, the character you plan to invest in long-term, optimized, min-max, and take into every high-end mode, then yes, the signature weapon is worth serious consideration. Because 15 to 18% over months of usage is not small. Over hundreds of rotations, that extra damage compounds. It shortens clears, it smooths out boss faces, it gives you some breathing room. And let's be honest, there is something psychologically satisfying about knowing your favorite character is holding their canonical weapon instead of a hand-me-down. Now, if you are more casual, if you rotate frequently, if your Asterite stash is hanging on by a thread because Kuro keeps releasing characters that look illegally good, then maybe Pulsation Bracer is absolutely good enough. And I mean that without any sarcasm. It gives crit rate, it gives scaling basic attack damage, it synergizes naturally with Luke's constant uptime or tune strain interfere. It does not require you to gamble on a limited weapon banner. We also need to address banner economics because that is where the real pain lives. Weapon banners are not charity events. You are still spending premium currency for a marginal performance increase. A meaningful one, yes, but still marginal relative to just owning the character. And I'm saying marginal here loosely because the truth is, both weapons, their difference is not that huge at the moment. Now, if pulling Daybreaker Spy means you cannot secure the next must-pull support or upcoming meta unit, then your overall account power might actually suffer. There are cases when a cracked support increases total team output more than one signature weapon does. That is the uncomfortable truth. Damage in this game is a team sport. Sometimes a new teammate boosts your account more than one weapon ever will. Pulsation Bracer is on the standard banner, so Refinement 5 is possible over time. It lacks defense ignore and spectral bonus, which is why it loses slightly. Still, it is a very strong substitute. So, if your roster is already solid, the signature is a luxury push. If not, here is the short version. Daybreaker Spine maximizes Luuk. Pulsation Bracer keeps him strong. Premium versus practical. Now, the honest part, some of you are not debating math. You are debating ego. If seeing someone hit 15% harder will bother you, pull the protect your peace. Grab Daybreaker Spine. If you already clear comfortably, then skip it. That 15 to 18% assumes perfect play. In real runs, the gap shrinks. Pulsation is simple. Hit, maintain interfered, you're done. Consistency beats ceilings. Yes, the signature is best in slot. No, it is not mandatory unless Luuk is your cornerstone. So if you value flexibility, Pulsation gives you most of the value while you save resources. And here's the verdict. If Luuk is your king, you want to marry him, crown him, give him his best in slot. If he is a valuable employee, then let him work with Pulsation. Either way, he will perform. So, don't pull blindly. 15 to 18% is optimization, not survival. So choose wisely and may your Asterite survive the next patch. As always, if this video resonated with you, please leave a like and subscribe, ring that bell for massive gacha luck and maybe a sandwich. Thank you so much for watching. Maraming salamat po and I will see you in my next video drop. Goodbye.